So some of you might notice that some of these questions aren't in the same order that you did them, but they are the same questions that were on everybody's test. They didn't change the questions. They're just in a different order. So this part is going to take me a second because I can't record without it. Okay, so the first question says a computer rounded the number 129.257 to the nearest hundredth. What is the number rounded to the nearest hundredth? So you would underline the hundredths digit and you would circle the number to the right, okay? It is a 7, so 5 or more, we raise the score. So that means this becomes 0.2 what? 6. So the answer is 129 and 26 hundredths. I can't pause this, so I need you to stop talking, okay? Number 2, Mr. Marquez had 123 eggs in a refrigerator in his restaurant. He put 32 more cartons of eggs in the refrigerator. Each carton contained 18 eggs. Which of these is the best estimate of the number of eggs Mr. Marquez now has in his refrigerator? So we're looking at 123 eggs, 32 more cartons, and 18 eggs. So which numbers are we going to deal with to get the best estimate of the number of eggs he has now? Carter. Okay. Okay. Anybody else have an idea of what we do? Will? Okay. Okay. First, we're going to round. So Carter was right. So 32 is going to round to 30, right? 18 is going to round to 20, and 123 is going to round to what? 120. Okay? So we're going to take these two numbers, 30 and 20. So 30 times 20. Put those two back end zeros in, and what's 3 times 2? 6. Okay? Then we can add the 120. Okay? So your best estimate is 720. Well, you give it to her and I'll bring it to you. $5. Will that work?
Yeah, that's fine. I just, because I was going to give it to her after I get everybody to sign. So I'll do it after lunch. Yeah, I'll do that after lunch. All right, thanks.
So 720 is not an answer option. What would you choose? 700. Okay, but you always round first. Okay. Rebecca is filling a cube-shaped box with small cubes. The volume of each of these cubes is 1 cubic centimeter. She has already put some of these cubes into the box as shown in the model. So first of all, you need to look at the volume of a cube, and it is side times side times side. Okay? Then you can get rid of that. And we need to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 1 cubic centimeter cubes. So we would use 9 times 9 times 9. Okay? And the reason is because we know that this side right here is 9. So if it's a cube, they're all the same, right? So we do 9 times 9 is 81, and 81 times 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 8 is 72. So our total volume is 729. Everybody understand that one? A rope was 14 3/35 inches long. Megan cut the rope into 7 pieces of equal length. What was the length of each piece of rope in inches? So how would we figure this out, Kelsey? Very good. So it's going to be 14.35, and we're going to divide that by 7. 7 will go into 14 twice with nothing left over. Bring down your 3. 7 will not go into 3. So we have a 0 following that decimal, because remember your decimal goes straight up. Okay? Bring down your 5, and 7 will go into 35 5 times. So your answer is 2.05. That's fine, but you might lose this 0 in the process and end up with 2.5, and 2.5 and 2.05 are totally different answers. Okay? So you really need to do it as a single step division. A bank received a check for $2,609.75. How is this number written in expanded notation? Remember, expanded notation is the value of the number times the place value of the number. Okay? That's expanded notation. So we have $2,609.75. This is what the number looks like. Okay? My 5 is getting cut off. So 2 times what place value? 1,000. All of these have it. 600 is 6 times 100. So we get rid of this one. Okay? 0 doesn't even need a place in the expanded notation, but 9 is 9 times what place value? 1. So this one's out. Then we have a 7 in the 10th place, so it would be 7 times 0.1 or 1/10. So this one's out. So the only answer left shows 5 in the hundredths place, just like this number does. So that would be your answer. Okay. Kara and Marcus shared a candy bar. The models are shaded to show the fraction of the candy bar each of them ate. This is Kara's, and Marcus is 3 of Kara's. So if we take out Marcus's and we shade in 3 of Kara's to equal Marcus's, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is your denominator, and 11 of them are shaded. Okay? The lengths of 2 insects are given below. Ladybug 10 millimeters, walking stick 30 centimeters. What is the difference in length of these 2 insects in millimeters? See how you can click on the dotted, when it's dotted underneath? 1 centimeter is equal to 30 millimeters. So we have 30 centimeters. So this is where we learned that formula last week. And we need 30 centimeters, so we're going to multiply by 30, right? If we do it on the left, we've got to do it on the right. Okay, so this is 30 centimeters. We've got 2 back end zeros we can drop, and 3 times 1 is 3. So now we know that the walking stick is 300 millimeters. So the ladybug is 10. So you take 300, you subtract the 10, and you should get 290 millimeters. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
The table shows the time in seconds it took 4 swimmers to complete a race. Which inequality correctly compares 2 of these race times? So we can stack these individually, or we can look at their place values, okay? This is 26.5, so 5 is greater than 0. Is that true or false? Okay, so that one's true. I'm gonna go ahead and put a T next to it, okay? 26.15, so you're looking at the 10th digit. Is 1 greater than 5? No. I can eliminate that. 26.1, so again, we're looking at the tens digit, is less than 26.0? No. So we eliminate that. And again, 26.15 is less than 26.10? No. So your answer is A. Again, you can stack those, but it'll take a long time to write those out and stack them. So just look at your place value and compare those. If this is the same, just like it was here on D, then you want to add a 0 at the end to compare 15 and 10. Okay? Scott drank 3.5 bottles of water yesterday. Each bottle contained 1.2 pints of water. What was the number of pints of water Scott drank yesterday? So if each bottle contained 1.2 pints of water, what are we doing to the bottles? Perfect. We are multiplying. So 3.5 times, y'all can work this out while I am, 5.2. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Remember, we don't do anything with these decimals until the end. Drop a 0 in its place. 35 times 1 just gives us, 35. And then you add those two together, okay? So we've got 0, 12, and 4. Now, how many digits fall behind a decimal? 2 digits. So we're going to go 1, 2, and place our decimal. So it is 4.2 points. Sorry, pints. Everybody understand that one? Which model represents 1.5 divided by 3? Well, you know, keep, change, flip. So 1.2 is going to be stay the same. Change is we're changing this to multiplication. Flip is we're taking 3 over 1 and we're flipping it to 1 over 3. So we should have 1.2 divided by 3. One day I'm recording and everybody comes to see me. And I can't pause it. Thanks, babe. So we have, this is what our answer looks like. So we're going to have basically the same exact answer we started with. But if you're looking for 1.2, you're looking for 1 2/10. This right here is 3. right? This right here is 1 2/10, but then there's 3/10 over here by itself. This here is 1 whole and 2/10, and it has been divided into 3 sections of 4/10 here, 4/10 here, and 4/10 here. This is 1.2 3 times, right? So this would be 1.2 times 3. So your answer would be this one. The table shows the high temperatures and the numbers of snow cones sold at a snack bar on 7 days. Which scatter plot best represents the data in the table? So start at the top and work down, okay? We have 92. That occurs once and twice. So 40 plus 25 is 65. So when we go to 92, we should see it at, 25 and 40. So we don't even have to add those. 85, we should see once at 30. There we do. 90, we should see once at 28. Yes. 87, we should see once at 22. Yes. 95 at 32. Yes. And 93 at 30. Yes. So this one looks to be right. Okay. Look at the next one. We have 84 somewhere in the middle, and 84 isn't even on here. Okay. Here's 85 at 30. Yes. 87 at 20. No, because 87 should be at 22. And then this one here is 86 at 30. We do not have an 86. So we are okay to go with our first instinct of A. Everybody understand how how I worked that? I see a lot of doodling, and this would not be anything you would be writing on your boards for. Okay, Raymond used 42 cubes to build the first layer of a rectangular prism. The edge length is 1 inch. The finished prism had a total of 7 layers. What is the volume? And again, if you click on that, you can get the formula of Raymond's prism in cubic inches. So we have 42 cubes to build 1 layer. Okay. So a rectangular prism looks kind of like this, a lot more straight if you're actually doing it with a real legit pencil. And it is telling us that the edge length of each cube was 1 inch, and we have 42 cubes on the first layer. So this right here is 42 cubes, okay? And there are a total of 7 layers. So it's 7 high. And then we have 42, which is 6 times 7, okay? So you take 49, because 7 times 7 is 49, times 6. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 5 is 29. So you have a volume of 294. Everybody understand that? Again, I'm going to say that again. 42 to do 1 layer. So that means the whole bottom of this area is 42, which is 6 times 7. Okay? We know that it is 7 tall because it is a total of 7 layers deep. So 7 1-inch cubic centimeters gives us the 7 height. And again, you could have done 42 times 7, or you could do 7 times 7 is 49 times 6. It's not going to change your value because it is associative. Cyril put a total of 1/8 pounds of gravel into 6 fish tanks. He put the same amount of gravel into each fish tank. So there's a visual representation of what he's doing. Okay? Everybody understand that? Look what he's doing. Isn't that beautiful? You get a visual. How many pounds of gravel did he put? So are we dividing or multiplying?
Dividing. Dividing is how many you put, because he's like,
Listen, 1/8 pounds of gravel into. So there's 1/8, there's 1/8, there's 1/8. There we go. We're gonna multiply. No. 1/8 times 6. We did a bunch of these a couple weeks ago. So you throw 6 over a 1 and you multiply straight across. 1 times 6 is 6. 8 times 1 is 8. 6/8 of a pound is here. If it wasn't, you would need to simplify this. Okay? Everybody understand that one? Mr. Anderson had 185 pieces of wood. He sold 25 pieces of wood to his neighbor and stacked the rest into wood piles around his house. So sold means he did what? He subtracted that. Each pile of wood contained 40 pieces of wood. That means it had 40 pieces of wood. Which equation can be used to find P, the number of piles of wood Mr. Anderson made? So we have 185 and we subtracted out 25. That's here. That's also here. So we're going to get rid of the addition ones, okay? Then it says each pile of wood contained 40 pieces, contained 40 pieces of wood, which can be used to find the number of piles. Okay, so we know that each pile has 40, so are we dividing or subtracting? We are dividing. The ordered pairs below represent the location of 4 people, so it shows where 4 people are standing. Okay, Paula is located at 7-7. Based on this information, which statement is true? So we're going to put Nathan, Denise, Wade, and Urvasi where they need to be. Nathan is at 6-5. So we're going to go over 6 and up 5. And we're going to label that with an N. Over 9 and up 10 and label that with a D for Denise. 7-0 for Wade. And 1-1 for Urvasi. If Paula is located at 7-7, she's here. And we have a compass over here to do the north, south, east, and west, okay? So A says Paula is located 1 unit south and 2 units east from Nathan. Well, Nathan's below her, so we know that's wrong, okay? She's not south of him. Paula is located 7 units east from Wade. Well, Wade is directly beneath her, which is south. Paula is located 3 units south and 2 units west from Denise. So if we can go 2 units west and 3 units south, 1, 2, 3, we've found our answer. Which table could represent the equation y equals 0.1 times x? Remember, when x is behind a number, it's multiplying. So 0.1 times 5. I'm gonna do 0.1 times 5, because that's this first x, is 0.5. Not that one. Not that one. Here's a 0.5 and here's a 0.5. So now we need to see what 0.1 times 10 would give us. 10 times 0.1 is 10 with 1 decimal, 1.0. This is 0.6, so we can eliminate that. And whoops, we can choose B. Everybody understand that? Just take the x they give you and multiply them out so you can find out which one matches. Okay, Phoebe divided her rectangular vegetable garden into 3 sections as shown in the diagram below. The potato section is a square, so all the side lengths are the same, with a side length of 7. So we have 7 here, 7 here, 7 here, and 7 here. The carrot section is a square with a side length of 5. So 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, and 5 here. That means this is what? If this side is 5, what is this side? 2, because 7 minus 5 is 2. If this square is 7, but we take 7 plus 5, what would this be? 5, yes. We should know that from carrots, right? If carrots are 5, corn's going to be 5. So now it wants to know the area. Notice it gives you the formula of the corn section of Phoebe's garden. Okay, so they highlighted the area you need and they even labeled it for you. How generous of them. So the area is length times width. So we have 2 times 5, which is equal to what? 10. Last month, Jim drove his car 2,718 and 3/10 miles. That brought the car's total mileage to 87,416 miles. What was the car's total mileage before last month? How do I figure that out? Carter? Excellent. So we're going to subtract the 2 miles. 87,416.0, right? Because there's no decimal here, but there is a decimal here. Minus 2,718 and 3/10. So we cannot take 3 from 0. So we're going to borrow. Bring your decimal straight down in subtraction. Can't take 8 from 5, so we're going to borrow again. 8 to 15 is 7. Can't take 1 from 0, so we're going to borrow again. 10 minus 1 is 9. Can't take 7 from 3, so borrow again. 7 to 13 is 6. 3 minus 2, or what was that? A 7. So 6 minus 2, because my 6 is messed up, is 4. So his mileage before this trip was 84,697.7, which again, in this particular test is A. Stem and leaf plot. Again, the stem is always the first digit. The leaf is the second, third, or fourth digit. In this case, they're a decimal. So we have 6.8, 6.9, 6.9 for reference. It says, what is the difference between the highest score and the lowest score? So 6.9 is the highest score. Lowest, I'm sorry. And the highest is 9.7. How do we find the difference? We subtract them. Okay. So 17 minus 9 is 8. Bring down your decimal. 8 minus 6 is 2. The difference is 2.8. You can check those to make sure you subtracted correctly by adding these two together to get that. If you don't get that, which is where you started, you got to redo your subtraction. Probably, but this is just as easy to write on the page. Seth's homework assignment is to write factor pairs that have only composite numbers. Seth wrote 4 factor pairs for the number 132 as shown below. Remember, primes are the factor plus and 1. Those are the only factors. Okay, composite has more than 1 and itself. So 6 has 2 and 3, 1 and 6. 22 has, very good. So it's not that one. 11 and 12, what are the factors of 11? 1 and 11. How about 12? Okay, so it's not 11 and 12. How about 3 and 44? Okay. Which of Seth's factor pairs contains only composite numbers? Yeah, because I was thinking we were looking for prime. But see, that's why you got to reread the question like I just did. So 6 and 22 have more. How about 3 and 44? Right. So the 1 and 3 kicks this one out. How about 2 and 66? Very good. The 2 times 1 kicks this one out. This one has more than one factor above and beyond 1. Okay. Which number line best models the expression 3 divided by 1/3? So you are looking for a total of 3, and it needs to be divided by 1/3. So 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 got us to 3. So B is your answer. Okay. These two, A and C, are automatically out because it's more than 3. Okay, so far this month, Nancy has the expenses and income shown in the chart. Nancy wants to buy some music online, but also have a balanced budget. Based on Nancy's current budget, what is the greatest amount of money she can spend? So we need to add up her expenses and income first. Okay, so we've got $130 here. And we've got 80 plus 60 is $140 here. So how do I figure out how much she can spend? Very good. Balanced budget means you have 0, right? So 140 minus 130 gives us 10. So the max she can spend on her budget is $10. Josh compared the values of these decimals. Which statement correctly compares 2 of these numbers? Well, this is 600ths, 6/10, 6 thousandths. Very good. And try again. 60 hundredths. Okay. Okay. Or actually, it's 60 thousandths. 600ths, 0 thousandths is 60 thousandths. Okay, so 6/10 is less than 600ths. Look at your 6, look at your 0. That's false. 6 thousandths is greater than 6/10. 6/10 is equal to 600ths. 60 thousandths is equal to 600ths. Yes, and we can verify that by putting a 0 here, having the same number of digits to compare. And we have a 0, a 6, and a 0, which means they are equal. The table shows the population, number of people who live in. Look at those definitions. I love it. Quit doodling. You have nothing to write down right now. Of 3 Texas counties, the population of Gray County is missing. So this is a multi-step question. What's up, Will? The population of Gray County is 35,553 less than. What does less than mean? Subtract. Okay. The population of Anderson County. What is the combined population of these 4 counties? So what do we have to figure out first? Carter. Perfect. Perfect. We got to find Gray County first. So like he said, we're going to take 58,308 and we're going to subtract from that 35,553. So So 8 minus 3 is 5. Can't take 5 away from 0, so we're going to go next door. 10 minus 5 is 5. Can't take 5 from 2, so we're going to go next door. 12 minus 5 is 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. Now what?
Write your decimal down.
There is not a decimal.
The problem, my bad. Now you gotta add all of them.
Add all of these up.
And then you get a good number.
Okay? So 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 5 is 19. Carry my 1. There's 1, 2, plus 3 is 5, plus 5 is 10. 4, 10, what was this number? 7. So 17. 9 and 6 is 15, plus 7 is 22, plus 2 is 24. 7 plus 1, 8 plus 9, 17, and 19. Carry my 1. That's 6. Bring down the 2. It's hard to line them up. That's when this graph paper would come in handy if you could stay in these little bitty tiny boxes. So 2, 6, 9, 4, 7, 0, 9. Woo. At a clothing store, Zoe bought 2 shirts for $7.25 each and 2 pairs of jeans for $24 each. She used a coupon. Coupon means what? Subtract. Very good. For $10 off the total price of the clothes. The discounted price of the clothes Zoe bought can be found using this expression. So again, all of this to tell you to do this, right? What is the discounted price in dollars and cents of the clothes Zoe bought? Okay, so $7.25 times 2 is $14.50. That's in parentheses, so we have to know that first. 2 times 24 is what? 48. So now we've got the 2 parentheses. Now we're going to add those. So 1450 plus 48 is 1262.50. And if we subtract 10, we get what? 52.50. So then we type in $52.50. Everybody understand that? Johnny, I hope you're awake. Will, are you good? Okay. Okay, a table of ordered pairs is shown. So we have 2.5 for X and 5 for Y, 3.5 for X and 7 for Y. So we're looking for a graph that matches that. There's 2.5 for 5, 3.5. Okay, so this doesn't have a 3.5, so we eliminate it. 2.5 for 5. 3.5 for 7, 4.5 for 9. This one is 11 and it's 5.5, and then 6.5 for 13. I got lucky. So C is every single number plotted just like this. I got lucky. Most of the time you go down, but I went sideways. A company makes 625 cell phone cases each day. How many cell phone cases does the company make in 31 days? What do I do with this?
625 multiply times 31.
Multiply,
Yeah.
right? They only gave us 2 numbers, so we don't have to ask what do we do. We just know that this is what we're going to do. So you work it out while I work it out, and we'll see if we all get the same answer. I won't talk through this one loudly. I guess. Everybody get what I got? Whoop, whoop. 19,375. All right, here's one that is new to all of us. Rachel classified shapes based on the types of angles they had. The table shows her classifications. Which shape was not classified correctly? So right angles only. Remember, these are straight up and down with a corner. Did these both have straight up and down with a corner? Yes. Acute angles only, meaning less than 90 degrees. Do all of these have less than 90 degrees? Somebody said no. Which one does not? Okay. We're going to look at this one. Obtuse angles, meaning they're all reclined back, greater than 90. Do both of these have greater than 90? Reclined back. Okay. Both acute and obtuse. So some leaning forward, less than 90 degrees, some leaning back, greater than 90 degrees. Okay, so is Lucas correct in shape 4 is not classified correctly? Yes. Okay, the dot plot shows the number of pets the students in a class own. What fraction of the students in this class have 2 or more pets? So that means we are focusing on this all the way to this, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We need to know how many total. So if that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And now we need to simplify. What number will go equally into 16 and 24? 8, very good. So we're going to divide both by 8. 16 divided by 8 equals 2. And 24 divided by 8 equals 3. So the fraction that has 2 or more pets is 2/3. Okay? Again, always simplify these fractions if you don't find the first answer. The table shows the number of hats made at a factory during 3 weeks in February. The number of hats made in week 4 is represented by N. The total number of hats made at the factory in February was 2,148,431. Which equation represents this situation? So what would we do to these 3 first? Add them. Then how do we find N?
Subtract the number that you got from adding all of them to the total.
From the total, yes. Okay, but notice they don't do that. So if we needed the total plus these 3, where does N fit in? Are we adding it, subtracting it, multiplying it, or dividing it? We have the total, and we are adding the other 3. So where would N fit in? We add it, right? We don't subtract it because we don't know what it is, but we do know the total. So if we took these 3 and added them all together, then added N, we would get our total. Make sense? Okay, Dwayne packed some books in a box shaped like a rectangular prism. I love the visuals here. The volume of the box is 168 cubic inches. Which model could represent Dwayne's box? So the volume is length times width times height. So what do you have to do to these 4 things to find out which one is 168? Excellent. On all of these, multiply the length times width times height. Choose the easiest option. Like here would be 16 times 8. And then you can multiply by 10, right? So that's 48, and that's 12 times 10 would be a big number. So 0 and 8 and 2 and 1. So that one's out. Okay. 14 times 6. 4 and 8. That's a 4. Then multiply that times 6. 24. That's 504. Is that what we need? Nope, we need 168. So 10 times 7 is 70. Or we could do 4 times 7 is 28 times 10 is 280, right? So that's not it. 7 times 3 is 21 times 8. That's a mental math problem. We could do it. There's 8 and 16. This is our answer. So you got to work them all out to get to your 168. Customers at a gift shop receive free stickers for every t-shirt they buy. The graph shows the relationship between X, the number of t-shirts customer buy, and Y, the number of stickers customers receive. So the graph shows 1, 2 for the first set of numbers. So if we buy 1 t-shirt, we get 2 stickers, okay? So I'm going to write that out. 1, 2. Then we've got 2, 4. How much are we going up? By 2. Then we've got 3, 6. So we know the pattern, right? It's by 2. So let's look at this. If I buy 6 shirts, will I get 6 stickers? Nope. If I buy 6 shirts, will I get 3 stickers? What is that? Dividing by 2, right? Oops, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be eliminating, not choosing. If I buy 6, will I get 12?
Yes.
If I buy 7, will I get 14?
Yes.
8 and 16?
Yes.
Yes. Let's check this one just to be sure. 6, will I get 18?
No.
What is that rule?
3.
That's times 3. So we know now, because we've worked them all through, that it is times 2, and this represents that. Good job, guys. Tara has a box of 908 beads for making bracelets. She wants to put 15 beads on each bracelet she makes. What is the greatest number of bracelets she can make with these beads? So how do I figure that out? Divide. Okay, so we're going to take 908 and we're going to divide it by 15. Most of you guys would be doing this on scratch paper, not trying to write on this thing, but I can't do that and record. So 15 will go into 90 6 times. So that's 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 1 plus 3 is 90. Good job. And bring down our 8. Will 15 go into 8? No. So what is the maximum she could do? 60. We don't care about the remainder because that's not going to give her 15 beads, right? Books in a library are arranged by their Dewey Decimal Number. Bet you guys have never heard about the Dewey Decimal System. The Dewey Decimal numbers for 5 books are shown in the picture. Lana will put them in order from least number to the greatest number. Which number, look at that visual, which number will be in the 4th position? So what I did when I was taking the test is I just numbered them. We have least to greatest. So 417 is the least. 4173 is the very least. So this one would be second. Then we have 4.18 or 418. So 418.6 or 418.5? 0.5, 0.6, and the last one is 419. So this is the number in the 4th position. Everybody understand that? Marcia bought a birthday card for $2.86 and a pen for $1.57. She paid with a $20 bill. How much change should she have received? So how do we figure that out? Kelsey.
You add $2.86 and $1.57, and then you subtract it from 20.
Perfect. Okay, so $2.86 plus $1.57. How much is that? Okay. Now we're going to subtract that from $20. Remember, you can't take anything away from 0, so you got to do what? Borrow. Okay. And this is where checking your work is so important. So this becomes a 1. These are all 9s. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 4 is 5. Bring down your decimal. 9 minus 4 is 5. Now I've got to check my work. I've got to add these two together, and if I don't get $20, I've done something wrong. So 7 plus 3 is 10. 5 plus 4 plus 1 is 10. Again, 10 and 20. Did I get it? Yes. So this is the answer. 1557. Everybody understand that? Gotta check your work, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta check it. Okay, the order pairs below represent 3 vertices of a rhombus. So we're going to put that rhombus on there. We've got 4, 9, 6, 7, 4, 5. Okay. Then I'm going to put the 4th of these in a different color. 7, 2, 9, 7, 2, 9, and 2, 7. If you draw the red one, which one will connect it the best? 2, 7. Good job. All right, Amy cut 32 feet of chain into pieces that were 1/4 foot long. How many of these pieces did Amy have after cutting the chain? How do I solve that? Divide. So it's going to be 32 divided by 1/4. So we do keep, change, flip. Keep 32, change to multiplication, and flip this one to 4/1. And again, this can go over 1. 32 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times 3 is 12. So 128 pieces is what she will have. That has to go in front of the decimal. There are no decimal digits, so we don't use decimal digits. Okay? Any questions? I'm not going to complete this because it's gone on for an hour and the people at home may not have hung out that whole hour, but I hope they did. So we are going to stop the recording.